Versus... Did I do it right?
I was going to ask if you wanted to go first.
Oh.
But welcome to the Brooks and Zach 100 Years podcast, where we talk about movies and video games and
we
animes.
Just have a theme. Anime question mark?
Anime question mark?
I thought that was going to be the name of the podcast.
Callback.
God damn it. No.
I should never do that again, should I?
What? Callbacks? Or talk?
Because one's going to be harder to do than the other for this podcast.
Okay, so what? We have like a theme every single week?
Yeah, sometimes it's less like specific than others.
Like the ocean. The specific ocean? Never mind.
Is this what it's going to be? Is this what we're going to be doing for 100 years? Is this?
Oh, God. We have to do this for 100 years.
We've committed.
Yeah. Imagine what the technology is going to be in the future.
So, I set up the future is now, Zach.
Future is what you want it to be. The future is in the past. Onward we go.
Okay, so I set up the SoundCloud for the podcast.
Right, I saw it.
Yeah, you were one of the, you were actually 4 of the 8 views.
Okay, that was an accident.
I was another 2, and then the other 2 were in Taiwan for some reason. So if you're listening, and you're our Taiwanese viewer, we like you.
I don't know how to say hi in Taiwanese. I'll look it up, and I'll say it eventually.
Okay.
But, so what you're saying is, as of now, I'm our biggest fan?
Yes.
Awesome. That title is held by me.
Okay. So, we have an email set up if people would like to contact us. It's brooksandzach100years@gmail.com.
The link for that will also be in the description, right?
Yes.
You can put descriptions on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be in the description, but it'll list it'll have an email there to list. Hang on. I was about to mention this. And, it's a pretty big thing. Okay, I just got an email from iTunes because
Oh, God, I don't know if you heard that. It sounded like a horrible jumbled up man in a blender, but that's how you say hello in Taiwanese.
Oh.
Liho.
Liho?
With probably a bunch of different pronunciation and accents on the different vowels. But
True.
Liho.
So, Liho. Our 1 viewer. Or 2, possibly. We don't know.
They're Taiwanese. That's all that matters. We're popular, right?
Right.
I have more friends here than I do in school. So what were you saying? Okay,
so I was checking the email, and we just got one from iTunes, because I submitted it shortly after, doing the SoundCloud and everything. I submitted it to the iTunes.
Right. And they just denied it and said
just
no.
Immediately denied it. Dashed all our hopes and dreams. And it says, "Dear podcast owner, your podcast located at SoundCloud users blah 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 has been approved. You should expect to see it on the iTunes store within the next few hours."
For $100 each, you can own the Brooks and Zach 100 Years podcast
and
broadcast it to your own very ears at this moment.
For another $100.
100 years, $100.
Yes, we're keeping a theme going.
Yeah, 100 everything. And for our Patreon, you just...
we don't have one yet.
We will probably never need one.
Yes. Look, we live in a time where you can literally get anything you need to survive and entertain yourself completely for free.
Or over Amazon.
Like so you shouldn't buy things. You shouldn't pay for things. Anarchy forever. Down with capitalism.
Look, I see what you're doing here.
So
you probably should pay for things because that's good for the economy. Because if you don't pay for things, money.
Look, what I'm getting at is just you can listen to this podcast for free. If ever there's a thing in the future,
for 100 years, you can listen to this podcast. Well, in that 101st year, though,
you
got premium membership coming.
Yeah, if there's ever a time when you could donate money, don't. Future Brooks and future Zach will probably, at one point in time, try to make you donate to this podcast.
Sure, we may be homeless at the time, but whatever happens...
Don't do it.
Do not.
You can listen to it for free.
All the time.
Yes.
But wait, donations are different, because that's like, oh hey, they like what we're doing, and they want to actually see us continue to do it. So they're...
What we're saying is down with the capitalist dogs.
What?
We need
Brooks, no.
to have a revolution.
We can't...
Of the bloodiest type.
But they're offering us money for free because they enjoy us as people.
Look. Moving on. Any news stories you like?
Dragon Ball Super came out.
Oh, yeah, it comes out all the time.
It does come out all the time.
We'll talk about that later, because
But
today...
the title of the episode is Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it, but, we're doing all things Dragon Ball today, as you can see by the title.
They could have seen it a while ago by the title. In fact, they couldn't have clicked on this one podcast episode without seeing...
We're much more hostile this episode than we were last episode.
It's because now I know you for who you are.
You've peeled back the layers.
The layers like an onion or a banana. Yeah, there's not many layers to it. It's just a banana.
It's one layer.
Full of rich
Speaking
potassium.
of layers, the Chris Farley tapes for Shrek leaked online.
I saw that.
Yeah, I haven't listened to them yet.
They were just like, I don't know. Well, Chris Farley, Beverly Hills Cop.
Ninja.
He was Beverly Hills Ninja.
Ninja.
That's what it was.
Eddie Murphy was Beverly Hills Cop.
Right, and they're both Beverly Hills something in the Shrek movie together, right? Yeah,
yes. Sure. Well, they were, and Farley died.
Yeah. I mean, sure, it probably would have been cool if he was the voice of Shrek, but I really think Mike Myers. Maybe it's just because I've seen the movie with him as Shrek.
Right.
I'm just used to it. But I don't know, just the thick accent he brought to it.
I've never really cared for Shrek that much, to be honest.
Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
Let's not bring the podcast there, please.
Not yet, at least.
We'll get there eventually. We need more of a fan base first.
We need a fan.
We have a fan in Taiwan.
Yeah, and he's just listening to this. That's not a Taiwan name.
No, I mean Lee Hao as in hi.
Oh.
Have you ever seen Arrested Development?
No, but I've been meaning to watch it.
It literally what just happened. There's a character, they adopt a Korean kid, and the Korean kid says hello in Korean, and they think that's his name, so they just call him that, and then he responds to it because he thinks they're saying hello all the time.
Okay, so I just looked up pen pal statistics for Taiwan. It seems, and let me just list the first 5 names. It's just Jason, Chen, Lin, David, Jack. That's fine. It's just normal spelling. But then the 6th name, it's in all caps for some reason, and it's Huang. Just oh, okay. I guess they were really wanted to make sure you knew who Huang
They
was.
really want to attract some pen pals.
Yeah, and then you got, again, it just goes back to normal names and everything like that. And then you just have, again, in all caps, Wang.
That's a wiener.
This is the podcast.
We try not to disrespect other cultures if it wasn't so easy to do. Look, if we don't respect ourselves, then we have permission not to respect other people.
Is that how it works?
Yes.
I don't know if that's how it works.
That's not how it works.
Oh, your grandma died. I'm sorry. My grandma died too, so I'm going to make fun of this situation. No, I don't I mean, sure, I've done that before, but you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I remember you doing it at my grandma's funeral.
Look, she was dead. She wasn't going to say anything.
You don't know my grandparents.
I just keep seeing these dogs walking around,
just ignore
and I
them.
imagine they're rats because they're just scuttering.
Just ignore the scuttering and focus on the task at hand, which is the podcast.
The podcast at hand.
Yeah.
Podtask at hand. These are the jokes, everybody. That was a clap. That was a loud clap.
I'll lower the clap in post. Because we can do that now.
Wish my doctor could do the same thing. Oh, goodness.
Oh.
Should we just jump into the Dragon Ball Z?
Yes, we should go from that to Dragon Ball.
Alright.
So, a few days ago, Zach and I, along with a friend of ours, we saw the new Dragon Ball movie, which was Dragon Ball Resurrection of F.
Yes.
Is it Resurrection of F or Revival of F?
It's different translations, but it's, hey, dogs, we do not need any cockfighting down here. Look, bless you. Stop it, both of you. What are you doing? Hey, look, no, don't jump at me. You get away. You're tiny. I don't like you. I don't respect you at all. Sorry, the power levels are like 1.5. Anyway,
we saw the movie.
Yeah, Revival of F is what it was.
Real quick, we'll start with no spoilers, then go into spoilers. Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot because it was exactly what a Dragon Ball Z movie should have been. Just a little bit of exposition. Hey, here are the characters. And then fighting. And Kamaya Blast.
Yes. Okay, I say that a lot, apparently. I was listening to the last podcast while editing. Apparently, I do that. Yes.
That's the problem with editing your own voice. Yes. You'll pick up on all of your quirks.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
My man. Rick and Morty.
Yes. We'll have to talk about that someday.
We'll make a podcast about it.
Back to Revival of F. I also really liked it. I thought it was pretty great. Mm-hmm. The action was really good. The characters were, on point.
Jocko was my favorite.
Jocko was also my favorite.
Because he was just the most relatable character. Because I don't think this is a spoiler as much, because I'm just kind of saying who he is as a character. He was a galactic patrolman. And he's just like that kind of blue-collar working guy. He's just a cop, and it's like, oh, hey, you gonna go take on Frieza since you're a part of the police force? I was like, yeah, I would, but a lot of paperwork. I can't. Look, the taxes are due tomorrow. I gotta...
Well, one of the things that I really liked about Jocko is how... Well, okay, first there's a thing that I didn't really like about the movie. Well, I didn't mind it, but I could see why some people would have a problem with it. I personally know who Jocko is because I've heard of him. He is a different creation by Toriyama from a different thing.
Oh.
And everything. And they make references to it. But if you didn't know that, then he just sort of shows up without an introduction.
Yeah.
And everything. And he's just sort of there for the rest of it. But
the way they play it off is that, oh, yeah, it makes sense that other alien species would contact the Briefs Corporation.
Yeah, they do, the reason he specifically contacts the Briefs is because in his, manga series, he and Bulma's sister go on adventures and everything.
She has a sister?
Yeah, they mentioned her in the movie.
Yeah, and I just kind of blocked that out because it was I don't remember this. Where did I see this before? Whatever.
Dogs. Go on.
Bittyman.
Where's the other one?
It's right here.
Yeah.
This one. Look at what?
Oh.
It can jump.
Oh.
Why the little fatty tried to make you carry him all the time then?
We had to get him steps to go on the other couch.
Yeah, but it got up on this one just fine.
Oh, this one's new.
What do you mean? Yes, it's fresh and new and right for the...
No, I mean the couch is new to him.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, with Jocko, I really like Jocko for a few reasons. One of the reasons being that he was very, this is sort of combined. He's both very low power level, and he's very far removed from everything else in Dragon Ball. What I mean by that is, with the low power level, he's sort of like Daredevil. Well, hear me out. In Marvel's Daredevil on Netflix, Daredevil is very different from all the other characters in the MCU. He has to really work at it.
Yeah.
He has to fight. Okay. And his fighting is much more real and clever in how he figures it out and everything.
Yeah.
I get that feeling with Jocko during these fights because everyone else is punching and throwing key blasts, and Jocko, what he's doing, since he's at a lower level, he's using his blaster. He's going doing tricky things and running up mountains and diving in the ocean and stuff.
Yeah.
And everything. And all these different things that makes it a bit more interesting to fight, to watch him fight and try to figure these different things out when he's fighting against Frieza's army. And the other thing is, the other characters have this, but he has it more. Self-preservation, or a desire for self-preservation.
What you mean?
Because, it's like one of the things I didn't like about the movie is it didn't have a lot of tension in it and everything. And all the characters know that, like, you can, like, do all the stuff with the Dragon Balls and revive anyone who's dead. Like, we'll get more into this in spoilers and everything, but yeah, there isn't a lot of high stakes. Mm-hmm. But with Jocko, you didn't see this a lot, but I saw just a hint of it. He has that desire to live because he doesn't know anything about the Dragon Balls. He doesn't know people can be revived. So he's just like, I'm not going up against Frieza. I don't want to die.
This is above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that sort of made him interesting to have that removed. Because, like, when we're talking about the series as a whole and, like, our, like, things we like and things we don't like about the series, one of the things that I'm going to get into is how they treat death in the series.
All right.
So, and I felt that was similar to how they treated it in this series, in this movie, and I liked Jocko for not really being a part of that.
Yeah, I got it.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yep.
I'm picking it all up.
You're catching what I'm tossing?
Yeah, I have it in my hands, and now I'm using it as a body soap, because I just do not smell nice today.
Oh,
so
no. You had to skip a shower, because you did a me today.
Yes. I did a you.
Would you like to explain to the listeners what you did?
Pulling a Brooks is when you know you have to be somewhere early next morning, but you're like, I just got to catch up on a couple of YouTube videos. And so you watch one, and you're like, well, I should also watch this other one because it's out right now. And if I don't watch it now, I'll forget about it. And then you glance at the clock after you watch that second video, and you're like, oh, it's 4 a.m. I have to be over somewhere at noon. Well... And then you fall asleep then, and you try your best to speed up your sleep process by just getting that extra sleep in, and you wake up, and you're like... and then you text whoever you're going to be a disappointment to that time.
Which was me today.
Yes, and I was like, hey, Brooks, give me like another 15 to 30 minutes, I'll be there.
And I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing was still set up. You didn't have any notes.
No,
you pulled a Brooks to my Brooksing.
Like, I have to pull an even stronger Brooks to you in response to you pulling this Brooks to me.
All right, but I guess we'll get into the spoiler half.
Yes. Now we will go spoilers for Revival of F. Okay. My biggest. I keep complaining and everything. But I really like this movie, and you should definitely go see it.
Well, it's a Dragon Ball Z movie. You're not seeing it for, like, a Coop-esque kind of thing. No, you're seeing it because people are shouting, punching, and just Kamehameha.
And I love, like, all of that aspects is great. It's just, this was the biggest disappointment to me. The blue-haired Super Saiyan was just such a non-event in this movie. It just sort of happened, and no one really cared.
Right. I'm thinking that this whole movie was just kind of a... Hey, you should watch Super because then you'll see how they get to this point.
Yeah, it seems like an advertisement for Super.
Yeah, so I mean, that is a problem. But in the same aspect, when Goku pretty much got decked in the face by Frieza, and then he just does that, I took the punch like a boss, and now I'm going to look right at you. Everybody in the audience, because we were in a downtown theater, everybody in the audience just went, damn! And just like, everybody was really into it. And that's why I also like the movie. It was just... The people we were watching it with.
We were in a crowded theater.
It was packed. Yeah. My dad tried getting in, like, 5 minutes after us. It was, all the tickets were sold out. And he's like, well.
That's why I didn't see your dad and your brother.
Yeah, my dad looks exactly like Guy Fieri.
Yes, he does.
You would have seen him.
Yeah.
Apparently going through a midlife crisis makes you want to bleach your head.
Really?
I guess so.
I thought he always did that.
Yeah, he does. And so do I. So, next topic.
Okay. The other thing I didn't like. Well, I'll go with the thing I did like, and then the thing I didn't like.
You're just like being a negative Nancy right now. Just go ahead.
Vegeta had such an awesome moment when he went the blue Super Saiyan. I'm not going to call it Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan because that's dumb.
Call it Ultra Saiyan.
Ultra Saiyan.
Cool. When he goes Ultra Saiyan.
Yeah, we'll call him Ultra Saiyan. So when Vegeta goes Ultra Saiyan against Frieza, and he just wrecks him. Just completely destroys his shit. And it is so good. It's so good, and they ruin it by not giving him the kill.
Oh, God, Goku, you're such
They had to do the BS time. Like, I appreciate it that they established it earlier. It was kind of obvious that they were going to have to use it.
Yep.
But they established that Whis could, like, turn back, like, time and everything.
It also never explained who Whis is, so I'm just making the assumption that he's essentially the Grand Kai for the universe. This universe.
Right.
Since there's, like, 7 universes.
Yeah. That's all stuff we're going to learn more about in Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
And everything. So, they just, Goku's just, like, a kill-stealing bitch, essentially. Like, I love Goku, but, like, he always has to have that kill. Why? He destroyed Vegeta's planet, killed all his people and his father. Just let him have that.
But hey, at least he's dead now. This time for good.
He's dead forever.
He's not dead forever, is he?
No, he's not.
We'll see him in Revival of F2, The Reckoning.
And then we'll see Revival of C when Cell comes back. Revival of B when
C for when Cooler comes back.
Cooler. And then PC for Perfect Cell when Perfect Cell comes back. And then finally, everyone's favorite, Revival of B.
For bullshit this series is going to... but we'll all watch it. Because...
We'll get to that character in a little bit.
Which one, Boo?
No, the other B. And the broccoli.
Did you watch those movies?
I didn't watch them recently, but I remember them enough to be able to comment on them. Okay. Because I remember on the drive home from Revival of F, we were talking about that a little.
Yeah.
We'll get to those, because I want to try to do this chronologically after we do Revival of F, and once we're done talking about that.
Okay.
So, what other comments do you have?
About the movie, I don't know if you noticed, but pretty much every move Jocko did was a reference to some other movie.
I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, like when he shot like the ground around everybody's feet and he like did a pose afterwards. I'm so certain that's from like a Magical Girl anime because it was so flamboyant. He like stepped on a guy's neck doing that Bruce Lee. Watch out!
Yeah.
And Goku did a 1-inch punch, Bruce Lee.
Yeah, he did.
And I didn't notice this, but my dad saw it yesterday. And he told me that the way Goku, or Jocko shifted his feet or something like that, that was exactly like how Bruce Lee did it in one of his movies.
Right.
And I was like, that was all intentional, I imagine.
Yep.
Because it's awesome.
Yep. One thing I loved about this movie, it was so funny. It was a very funny movie.
Especially the iconic line that I will never forget.
So... They bribed Beerus to let him train with pizza.
Yes.
They bribe him with pizza. And he's just like, what is this gooey stuff on...
Say it more in a Beerus voice.
Okay.
I'm
De Beerus.
Perfect.
Okay. He's like, what is this gooey... I almost said cheesy.
What is this gooey stuff on top of the pizza?
That is... I don't know what that is, Lord Beerus. It starts with a C.
It's cheese!
That is the line that people will remember more than anything else. Nothing Goku said, nothing Frieza said, none of the other stuff that Vegeta said.
This one line Vegeta said. It echoes in my head constantly. It's cheese!
It's cheese!
Just the way he said it, it seemed like we skipped a frame of audio or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, I think they made it so he cut off Whis while he was talking.
I think so too, but since we've been razzing on it for like continuity issues and everything like that, like the animation though.
Animation was really good.
Yeah, like the way the people dubbed it, I thought it was really great. I thought the lip sync.
The dub was so good. They've gotten so much better over the years. It's like really astounding.
I mean, we could probably talk about Revival of F all day, but we should probably just talk about other stuff. So what would you give your final rating for Revival of F?
I would give it a B out of fish.
B out of fish. I would give it a Frieza powering up as everybody stands there doing nothing out of...
one other thing I want to talk about Revival of F. Why hasn't anyone, not just in Dragon Ball, just any movie done this, when they're just like, Frieza's clearly losing, he's like, okay, contingency plan. And then the one guy just fucking shoots Goku in the chest.
It's the best because it should have happened before with somebody shooting Frieza. But nobody shot Frieza.
Okay, yeah, and we were making the joke when Frieza was powering up, I, leaned over to Zach. I'm just like, go on, use your gun. He's like, what gun? The gun that I gave you.
Oh, okay. Click, click. Oh, it's out of bullets. God damn it.
Gohan. Poor Gohan. I'll talk about this more when we get to the Buu Saga and Z, but Gohan's one of my favorites, if not my favorite character in Dragon Ball. He's just,
Gets the short end of the stick.
Gohan.
But,
in
alright.
Fucking tracksuit, like some kind of Russian mobster or something, some jogger.
He's pussy whipped. He's doing what Videl says because he'll get whatever he wants.
Videl's kind of in everything past the first part of the Buu Saga, she's kind of lost all personality that she's had.
Yeah.
Again, we'll talk about this in the Buu Saga. So, Revival of F, really great. It should be in theaters a few more days when
12th.
This comes up. Yeah, this is going up on Sunday, so it should be still out in theaters for at least a few days. So if you can see it, go see it. Yeah. It's really great.
Yeah, especially you, the Taiwanese guy. Li Hao.
Yeah. Unless you're listening to this in the future, then buy it on DVD and see it. Or don't. Just pirate it. We don't care.
Just donate to us.
Yeah.
That was a trick. Don't donate.
Yeah. Don't let future us fool you.
Remember past us. Don't donate. But seriously, if you want,
yeah, if it's not a big deal, just just $1.
Look,
just $1.
Hey, I noticed you just padded your pockets.
Yeah.
Look, there's probably
you're doing the thing where you over exaggeratingly pat yourself down and be like, ooh, I don't.
Yeah, we know you don't have breast pockets.
Yeah.
You're wearing a t-shirt. You don't just You're ham boning yourself for money. It doesn't work that way. We know where your wallet is. You know where your wallet is. Stop bullshitting.
We know where you live. Just kidding, we don't. We don't even know anything about you. Unless you write us at brooksandzach100years@gmail.com. Send us stuff now.
Please, anything.
Just words.
We're so lonely.
Just only words.
If you smash the keyboard...
Acknowledgement.
If you just smash the keyboard and send it to us. If we ever get enough comments, we will have a comment section. At the end of every...
Yes, we will.
Oh my god, that'll be great if we do. But we never will.
No, it's never going to happen.
Li Hao.
We'll get one in Taiwanese.
And it just says, I don't understand anything you're saying, but stop. It hurts my ears. It disgraces my family. Stop. Please. And we'll go, well, thanks, Li Hao.
We have a fan.
Oh, classic Li Hao. It's funny because his name is also how you say hello. It makes it very interesting.
Arrested Development jokes, yay!
Is that a?
I literally just told you that a minute ago.
Do you think I listened to what you say?
Oh god. Okay, so Revival of F, good movie. Go watch it.
Yes.
I was thinking we do this chronologically and just go through different things. So let's start from the very beginning. Dragon Ball. The original series.
Alright, now Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, enough of that. Okay.
No, because I started reading Multiverse, like you told me to.
Yeah, we'll get to that later, too.
Alright, I'm just gonna say what it is real quick. It's a fan-made comic, of what could have happened in multiple universes. But yeah, we'll get to that. But, I liked how in Dragon Ball, Goku, the only reason he's who he is because he cracked his head on a rock on the way out, and he's now tarded. And so, the strongest person that we follow is the tarded. And now we move on to Z.
Okay, so what is interesting about, because a lot of people in America, which is where we live, I came to Dragon Ball after watching Z.
Right.
Long after watching Z on TV, I came to Dragon Ball Online. Not the game Dragon Ball Online, because that never came to America.
Yet.
They canceled it.
Yet.
They may bring it back. Essentially, they recycled everything for a Xenoverse.
Yeah. Well,
which we'll talk.
I think Xenoverse 2 would be better.
Xenoverse 2.
They're learning from what they made. Unless they pull a Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and I don't know, was that good? I stopped playing at Budokai 3.
We can talk about that in the video game section.
Video games, we don't have sections. We're just rambling.
Look, okay. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to provide some structure to these Taiwanese people's lives.
It's okay, Lee Hao. We care about you.
Yeah, we care very deeply for you, Lee Hao.
We don't want you to just start watching and then you'll skip forward a little bit because you wanted to avoid the spoilers. And now you just hear us talking about Xenoverse.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, what did I miss?
That was bad.
That was sorry, Lee Hao.
Don't ever do that again. You're insulting Lee Hao.
I'm sorry, Lee Hao.
Yeah.
Will you forgive me? Oh, listen to that unbountiful forgiveness.
I can hear it all the way over here.
From Taiwan.
In the future. Oh.
But go ahead. We're in the past.
Okay, so Dragon Ball, more comedic slant, which surprised me the first time I watched it. I don't know if I was really, into the humor at the time. I don't know if I was, totally buying it. But I stuck with it for, I watched the whole series.
Right.
And everything. And it got, most definitely the most interesting stuff is the tournament stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Goku comes back as a teenager and he's wearing a turban for the first time. And what?
Well, not just that. Even, the earlier tournaments when he was still a kid and everything.
And he fought Jackie Chun.
Yeah. Because, I remember reading somewhere that Dragon Ball was supposed to end with the first arc because it was just a joke manga.
Really?
Just a parody of Journey to the West.
Oh.
And everything. So it was supposed to end with Pilaf wishing the Dragon Balls and Olaf just wishes for the panties. Remember when he did that?
Yeah, I remember. What were the wishes that came out of that one? Or was it just the panties?
It was just the panties.
Okay, yeah.
That was back when they only got one wish.
Yeah.
On the Dragon Balls.
Okay. And then they went...
Yep. And it was supposed to end with that. But then it kept going, and there wasn't a lot of interest in it.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't all that popular until Akira Toriyama put in the tournament arc.
Oh.
Because that's what a lot of people were doing at the time, and it got super popular after that. So the tournament stuff's always the most interesting in Dragon Ball. And then it's the least interesting in the Dragon Ball Z's.
How weird.
Anyway, yeah, then, complete... Well, not complete, because it was still funny, but major tonal shifts after the first tournament when Tambourine just fucking kicked in Krillin's frontal lobe.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that.
Krillin just got fucking murdered. He was a child, and he just died.
Yeah. Wait, did he die?
Yeah, he died.
Oh my god.
Remember, they always die. They always die for realsies, because you can just bring them back with the Dragon Balls.
Oh, yeah.
But that was back when that was, a big deal that you could bring people back.
Oh.
When it wasn't guaranteed that you were going to find all of the Dragon Balls in one episode of filler.
Just a montage of, hey, it's Dragon Balls, we're gonna put them back, and now Krillin's alive, and then he got dead again. Well, alright.
Such is the nature of Krillin.
You would think he would have gone to King Kai to learn the Kaioken after that.
Yes. Don't you mean the Kaioken?
The what?
So, do you have a favorite arc?
For Dragon Ball?
For Dragon Ball. Mine would be either one of the tournament ones or the King Piccolo arc.
I'm going to have to say, I don't really have a favorite arc because I can't remember all of it. I just have a favorite fight. And that was probably the one when it was Ten Shinhan versus Goku.
Oh, that was a great one.
Because it was the first time you see Goku back in action. And he's a teen, and he's struggling a little bit, and then all of a sudden, and it's an actual fight. It's not just.
Yeah, it was really close too. That was a close fight.
Except when Ten Shinhan split up and stuff, and then he's fighting him. Goku's like, "Ha, I found the weakness in your plan." And
then Goku got hit by a car.
But whatever, he's Goku.
But I thought it was interesting that so. Okay.
Ten Shinhan fight, right?
Yeah, the Ten Shinhan fight was really great. And something that I thought was very interesting about Dragon Ball and the tournament arcs is that Goku lost each one except the last one. And the series ended with the last one.
Yeah, it's almost like what Pokemon did when Ash never won a single tournament he entered.
Yeah.
At all.
I never watched Pokemon.
Brooks, this is going to be a very difficult podcast to do with you because I now know this.
I'll watch Pokemon eventually. I think it's on Netflix, right?
Do you know anything about Pokemon?
Only stuff I've picked up from playing some of the games.
Which games have you played?
Emerald and Fire Red. And that's it.
Okay. I can work with this.
I can make this work.
we need to make you play Pokemon Ranger.
Okay.
It's not a good Pokemon game, but we're going to make you play it.
Okay?
It's nothing like a normal Pokemon game.
Okay.
Anyway.
Do you want to, like, after we're done recording this, do you want to play, like, witness some of the Batman Vengeance game I was telling you about?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So, moving on. So, yeah, I just thought it was really interesting that they did that. And they did more tournaments later in Z, and the only one that Goku ever won was against Piccolo at the end of Dragon Ball.
When did he... Oh, is that when he headbutted him through the chest?
Yes.
Perfect.
Well, he did the same move with both Piccolos, and he completely impaled the father, but the Piccolo we know and love, he just sort of, it was just like, ouch.
Ouch, man.
Ouch. Jeez. That really hurts.
Ow.
Oh.
Anyway, moving to Dragon Ball Z.
So, I'll save this question. I was going to ask, favorite Dragon Ball characters, but I'll do it at end of the series and everything. So, moving on to the big one, the one everybody knows, everybody loves, and that includes us, is the Dragon Ball Zs.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm more of a fan of GT myself.
Zach, why didn't you ever tell me that you stepped into the Grand Tour?
The Grand Tour?
The Grand Tour.
Step into the Grand Tour.
Dragon Ball GT.
What?
We're going to do that a lot. Okay. So, Dragon Ball Z.
Shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z is, I watched it when I was younger.
Right.
And there was a parental lock on my TV for certain channels, and that included Cartoon Network. Specifically because my parents didn't want me watching stuff like Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon, because it was from Japan.
Okay, what's the problem with that?
I don't know. I've never seen a problem with that, but they did, apparently.
Pearl Harbor.
But they just couldn't let go. But, it was funny. Eventually, I was being, friends of mine would talk about Dragon Ball Z and stuff in school. I'd be like, I really want to watch that. Eventually, my grandparents came over to babysit me and my sisters once. What?
The hot sister?
I have an older sister and a younger sister.
But the hot older sister.
I have an older sister.
All right, we'll get back to that.
But me and my sisters, to babysit them, and they were, downstairs, and I was, on the stairs, because I was in the process of coming downstairs. And since my grandparents were old, my parents had to say this very loudly.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, now I'm going to give you the code to unlock the channels that the kids are not allowed to watch. So I just sort of stopped on the steps and listened before they saw me.
I imagine it was a lot longer than that. It was like, okay, let me give you the password to the TV. And you're just in your room playing with Legos or whatever, not even hearing them. It's like, the password to the TV that Brooks can't have. Still playing with Legos. To watch Dragon Ball Z and all that, this is the password one would need for such a channel. And then you're like, oh. And then you do your weird little waddle.
I do waddle a lot wherever I go. I'm glad usually no one brings it up at this point. It's happened enough that no one brings it up. I really appreciate that.
You waddle. Even though you're just really skinny, you still manage
to
waddle.
Waddle. It's I'm skinny, but I'm very short.
You're also purple.
Yeah.
And your body was built upside down, so your hands are your feet.
Lee Howe, try to decide which of those things is true and which of those things isn't.
Lee Howe, don't fall for it. That's how he gets you. It's like a Pandora's box.
No. Okay, so, they gave me the code, and then I would secretly watch Dragon Ball Z from then, and then later I would, later in life, I would go back and rewatch the entire series. I'm just like, yeah. Although the acting was very bad.
Yeah.
And such. And there was a lot of filler. And it was very slow paced, but I still loved it.
Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Dragon Ball Z Kai, I don't want to, like... We're trying to do it, like, chronologically and everything, but we might as well talk about Dragon Ball Kai now.
I could just... We probably won't talk about the filler arcs in Dragon Ball Z because they were all worthless.
So, yeah, we might as well, except there is one of great worth that I love, and no one else does, the Great Saiyaman Saga. I love the Great Saiyaman Saga because I love superhero stuff. I love Spider-Man, and he was just like... I love Superman, and Gohan was a Superman that was a Spider-Man.
I just remember in one of the Dragon Ball Z games, I'm thinking it was Budokai 3. Is that the one where you played it as a board game or whatever?
No, that was Budokai 2.
Budokai 2 was the one I played then. And you could play as Saiyaman. And his special, it wouldn't be like the other specials where like Piccolo has Hellzone Grenade and there's like Big Bang Kamehameha, stuff like that. No, that's not what the Great Saiyaman did.
Justice Kick!
No.
That was the one in Budokai 3.
Yeah, that was just...
I haven't played Budokai 2.
So in Budokai 2, he decided to do... It was a quick time event to get a bunch more damage on the person. So you would just have to hit these buttons in time as Gohan would go, I am the light that is in everybody's hearts. And he'd like just do, like run in place, like do a bunch of poses, and then just do like that last one. It's like, I am the Great Saiyaman!
Yeah, the poses... Saiyaman was like conceived completely as a parody of Sentai stuff in Japan. Sentai series are what Power Rangers is based on, and I am a gigantic Power Rangers fan.
Of course you are.
Like, of course I am. So that's another reason why I love Saiyaman so much. Look, Saiyaman is goofy and comedic and really bad, and I love it, and this will never happen. I want a Saiyaman series that's like Spectacular Spider-Man or something.
Yeah, it'll never happen.
No, it'll never happen, but that is the dream, that they'll one day...
That is your personal dream.
That is my personal dream, that one day they'll decide, hey, let's do Saiyaman, but let's kind of put some effort into it and everything, and make him like Spider-Man. Have you ever seen the series Spectacular Spider-Man?
I've seen The Amazing Spider-Man.
Like the movie?
Isn't that the series?
Amazing Spider-Man is the movie.
Then I've seen the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, the latest one.
The one with Madam Spider and all that stuff?
No, Madam Web. That was the older Spider-Man series from the 90s.
Oh, are you talking about the one where he's part of the Avengers?
No.
Which one are you talking about?
There was a series in, like, 2008 called Spectacular Spider-Man. It was by the guy who created Gargoyles and then later created Young Justice. And it is probably the best Spider-Man thing outside of the comics, in my opinion. And it had 2 seasons, and then it got canceled because Sony sold everything except the movie rights to Marvel. And Marvel's just like, we'll just cancel this and do our own series. And then they made Ultimate Spider-Man, which is not very good.
Spectacular Spider-Man. Let me see if I can figure out what this is from the screen.
The character designs, like they turn people off when they first see them, but the series is just like, it's so good and encapsulates a lot of different Spider-Man stuff, and it's like the perfect thing about a teenage superhero.
Yeah, okay, I remember seeing a bit of this, but I didn't like watch a lot of it.
You should. It's really good.
Well, alright, well, it got canceled, so I don't think it's the best.
It got canceled through legal bullshit.
Of course.
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm going to take a break from going in chronological order real quick. Just ask you a question. If you could learn the Kaioken, what would you use it for?
We're still in chronological order. The Kaioken Z. We're in Z right now.
We'll do Kaioken.
Kaioken.
Let's say you learn the Kaioken, and you can use one with... It's a bit strenuous. Like, once you come out of it, you feel like you just jogged a mile. So you don't feel too hot. You don't feel hot at all. You can go Kaioken times 2, and it's just more than that. And you're just like, fuck! And then you do 3, and then you're pretty much... You're collapsed.
So what's your question?
Kaioken. If you could do it, what would you do with it?
Fight people, I guess?
You just think it too small. You wouldn't, like, try to rob a bank? Or...
Well, I'm not a criminal. I may stop a bank robbery if I'm, like, at the bank, like, depositing like a bag of change that I collected to like get $18. I can show you that later. I have that for realsies.
You have $18 in change?
Yes, I do.
I had $43.85 in change.
Oh. But if I'm like depositing change at the bank, I'm just like, can you just put this in my account?
And they just look at you and they're like, of course we can.
And then it's like, and then people will rob a bank. Then I would go Kaioken and I would stop them. I would do the Nappa and break their backs.
You see, what I would do is I would go into the woods, like, probably buy a patch of land that is mostly forest.
Uh-huh.
And I'd go out in there, find a nice open spot, like a flat terrain, and go, all right, this is the sound of me rubbing my hands together. Kaioken! And then you just, like, you karate chop the trees. Because they're essentially Play-Doh now. When you're like, Kaioken, you just... And you build your own actual Lincoln log set. You take them home, and then you have fun.
So, okay, stop bank robbery, Lincoln logs.
Of course.
Okay, so we kind of went off the rails talking about my love of Saiyaman and the Saiyaman series. I want that's never going to happen.
Yes.
But... going back chronologically, the Z kicked off with a really, like, if you think about it, like a really dark arc, which was the Saiyan arc.
Right.
Which was essentially Superman 2.
Okay,
which, because Akira Toriyama really likes Western stuff, and he probably liked the Superman movies. Because it revealed that Goku was Japanese Superman.
Yeah.
He was from a world that was gonna explode for different reasons than Krypton. But still, it was gonna explode, so he got sent away to Earth, and then he hit his head, and then he was good.
He was bad, and then he fell, and he hit his head, and now he is better. So
now
remember,
he
kids,
is the greatest hero in the universe.
Remember, kids, if you have a child, and you know he's gonna be bad, you just... conk him on the head a couple of times.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Just throw him off a mountain.
We here at Brooks and Zach, 100 Years, do not condone the act of smashing somebody over the rock with a head, but I said that wrong. Well, never mind then. Smash someone's rock with their head. Their pet rock, Philip, and you just... Goosh.
Like, hit a head with it. It was just...
Let's just keep going.
Okay. Saiyan arc is essentially Superman 2.
Yes.
Vegeta was Zod. Nappa was the big guy, and Raditz was the girl.
Raditz was the Raditz.
Raditz was
the Yamcha.
Something I've never understood. This is probably due to Akira Toriyama just forgetting things. Mm-hmm. But Raditz is Goku's brother. Yeah. He had to, like... Both he and his brother, like, died, like, together, like, trying to stop him and everything. And never mentioned again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's callbacks to Nappa and stuff. Not in Z, but in GT and everything. Yeah. But Raditz literally never appears again in the series. I don't think...
He wasn't strong enough to have a soul that was transferred over to the afterlife.
Yeah, I don't even think we see him in Hell in any of the filler stuff.
No, I don't think so.
Not even a mention from Goku or anything. Or even Piccolo. Yeah. Like, Piccolo's the kind of sort who'd, like, hold a grudge. Like, for, like, blowing off his arm and everything.
Yeah, you would think he'd be a little bitter about that.
The Makin Kosapo is, like, the best move in all of Dragon Ball.
Is it?
I think it is.
Why?
Because it's cool.
You know, he used it in Revival of F.
Yes.
Didn't do anything.
But it was cool.
It was cool.
He killed a bunch of people with it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
I think so.
Did he?
Yes.
Did he?
Yes.
Brooks, look at me. Did he?
I'm looking at you. We are literally an inch away from each other. Gross. That touched my face. Oh, ew.
Fix
anyway,
it.
Makin Kosapo is...
Special Beam Cannon.
Yeah, Special Beam... It has an awesome name, not only Japanese, but also English.
Right.
Like, both are cool. And you don't get that often. Not with the Garlic Gun, or the Masenko Sapo, or...
What about the Destructo Disc?
Oh!
And the Kianzan?
Okay, Destructo Disc was cool, but Tri-Beam? Come on.
Kikoho!
Kikoho is way cooler of a name than Tri-Beam.
Big time.
But, Destructo Disc was cool if Krillin ever did anything with it. See, Piccolo killed Raditz and Goku with the Makenko Sapo.
Yes.
So, even when they were weak, it counts. Krillin never killed anyone with Destructo Disc.
Yeah. Well, Yeah.
Yeah.
But he cut a mountain in half.
He did do that, but Piccolo used the Makenko Suppo to blow up a mountain, I'm fairly certain.
I don't know if he did.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, I think
he threw Gohan at a mountain once.
He used a regular ki blast to blow up the moon.
Yes.
They're very inconsistent with how strong their blasts
are. Yeah, they are.
Because, like, when Vegeta and Nappa went to that bug planet, and they're just like, boom.
That's filler. That doesn't count.
Okay, then...
But it's sort of like in the Saiyan Saga, with Goku and Vegeta fighting, it's just like, okay, I'm just going to use my Gallic Gun and blow up your planet. So we know that the Gallic Gun of Vegeta at that level can blow up a planet.
Right.
So when we see, like, Cell shooting off, like, some super Kamehameha, like, and it goes, like, off the planet and everything, and we're just like, should we be impressed? Yeah, it's going to destroy the planet. It's like, it's a million times stronger than this other thing that could destroy the planet.
I don't know what you want from me.
Okay. So Saiyan Saga is surprisingly dark. Goku got killed off, like, right away.
Yeah.
Everyone else died in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of the supporting players in Dragon Ball just got fucking axed off.
Yeah. What else?
Especially Yamcha.
Oh, especially Yamcha.
Yamcha got so wrecked.
The multiverse he didn't.
No.
That was cool. I like him in the multiverse.
Yeah, multiverse him's good.
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll get to that because I want to go series and then other stuff, then fan works and everything.
I think we should go a little bit faster since we're at the hour mark. I know that's like 40 minutes or something like that right now.
Yeah, let's speed through.
Yeah, we still got a couple arcs to go through.
Yeah, so...
Frieza Saga.
Frieza Saga, one of the best in the series. Mm-hmm. We'll get to my favorite arc in a little bit. Frieza Saga was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how in Namek, like, Goku wasn't there at first, so they couldn't just go up and fight Frieza. It was very much a bunch of different parties with their own interests all working against each other or with each other, and there was a lot of stuff. So you had Frieza and his army. Mm-hmm. You had Vegeta on his own.
Yes. And
you had Gohan and Krillin doing their own thing.
And Little Green.
Yes. All operating, like, together or against each other and trying to one-up each other and a lot of great stuff like that. I really liked the Namek Saga. Mm-hmm. And Ginyu Saga was good, too, because they introduced the Ginyu Force.
And they're the best.
They are the best until they died.
They didn't die. Jason Butter! Always here doing the special attacks.
Butter! That'll go great with my pancakes.
Butter!
We'll have to talk about that.
All the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, Team 4-Star, they have totally brought, like, a whole new audience or a revitalization to the Dragon Ball Z series.
They were the reason that I went back and watched Z.
Yeah, they're the reason why I'm still keeping up with it again. And, like, rewatching a lot of episodes now because I'm like, oh, what are they going to do with this? What are they going to do with that?
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Okay. So, Frieza was a great villain.
Yes.
Great fight with Goku.
The Spirit Bomb.
Again. Yeah, Spirit Bomb didn't work.
It doesn't matter.
Never works, except for that one time it did.
Yeah.
Frieza was a very menacing villain.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, like, it seems like all of... At least until the Buu Saga, all of the villains in Dragon Ball Z, in the very least, seem pure evil.
Yeah.
And that part, I don't really like that as much.
Cell was pure evil.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He was just a glory hog.
Yeah, but he did drink a lot of people.
Yeah, well, that's different.
Okay. But Frieza was a very effective example of a pure evil villain.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was very menacing, and he was very effective, and that's why they revived him eventually.
Yeah.
For a revival of F. But great saga. Yes. Great saga, great villain. Very good use of the characters, except the ones that were on King Kai's planet the entire time.
Right.
Yeah. That will increase as they introduce new characters. The old characters kind of get shafted.
Mm-hmm. Speeding up a little bit more, we got the Android Saga where you just see Dr. Gero, and that's a pretty
big... The Cell Saga, which I include the Android Saga in.
Okay.
I group
but you make the Ginyu Saga its own thing?
Okay, so I do consider, when we talk about the Freeze, there are three big sagas.
That's Frieza, Cell, and Boo.
Yes. Yeah, and I include Saiyan and all that stuff for Frieza. And I include the android together with Cell Saga and the Cell Game Saga and all that.
Right.
That is my favorite saga, the Cell Saga. Has my favorite villain. Cell has the plot's a lot more complex than a lot of people. There's a lot of moving parts in it. It's not just like a normal, like, find the villain and fight him stuff. There's a lot of what I like. I think they did this better in the Cell Saga than any of the other sagas, where the situation just kept getting worse for the heroes, and they kept having to find a new way to keep going and everything. And I really like that. I really like that aspect, and I think it elevated the Cell Saga above the rest.
Plus Hercule.
Introduce Hercule, which is great. Also, it had my favorite character, who I mentioned before, Gohan. His time to shine. He was supposed to take over as the protagonist. He killed Cell. He was the first one to be Super Saiyan 2. And then the Boo Saga. You want to talk about the Boo Saga? Or do you have anything else about the Cell Saga?
No, I've got nothing else about the Cell Saga. I love the father-son Kamehameha. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But other than that...
There's a lot of father and son themes in the Cell Saga. But like with Gohan and Goku... and Vegeta and Trunks and everything.
Yeah, but you got good father, or bad father and worst father.
Yeah. I like how there was a lot of stuff in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber where Gohan and Goku kind of hashed out some of their problems.
Right. While fighting.
Yes. Yeah, it was a very emotional thing.
I actually really like the Boo Saga.
I also really like the Boo Saga. Is it the worst saga? Yes.
Is it? I mean...
The worst... Out of the three, is it the weakest? Yes. But...
Why?
Okay, so, you know how I said that back in Dragon Ball, the first arc was supposed to be the end, and then he kept going?
Yeah.
You see, there have been several different points as Dragon Ball goes along where it was supposed to end, and Akira Toriyama admitted he was running out of ideas and everything. And it's sort of through... I don't want to say dumb luck, because he is a very good writer, but through sort of, he's managing to keep it going and keep it interesting and all that stuff, and he didn't lose it, he stopped the series with the Boo Saga before before it got bad or anything, but I think with the Boo Saga, you're starting to see some of the chinks in the armor and everything. Yeah. All the characters are kind of wasted. Goku's the only one who can ever accomplish anything.
I guess so.
And you always, I think more than anything else, with the Cell Saga, you're the situation gets worse for the heroes. They have to find an interesting way out, where things keep getting worse, but it seems like they're just waiting for this stronger character to arrive and everything. And they're just okay, this guy will be... Goku in Super Saiyan 3 will be stronger. Okay, Gohan has to train to be stronger. Okay, we have to fuse together to be stronger. And we just have to wait for all these things to arrive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed very delaying. And then, Boo's different forms and everything didn't seem to have as much of a purpose as some of the other villains.
Oh, really? You think so?
I think they wanted, transformations, but they didn't really know how to do it. Boo, he doesn't make
gumball
sense.
Shape.
So, with Cell, you understand, he has a perfect form he needs to evolve to.
Right.
So he needs to absorb, the other androids in order to build himself this perfect body and everything.
Right.
And Frieza has, he's so powerful that he's in, a more base form, and he has to go up the levels and everything, and you get that. Mm-hmm. So Boo he begins life as Kid Boo.
Right.
He was created as Kid Boo.
As pure chaos incarnate.
So, yes. Mm-hmm. He absorbs the Kais, he eventually absorbs Fat Kai, and he becomes the Fat Boo.
Yeah, because he takes on a bit of his personality.
Yes. So, he's Fat Boo, he's sealed away, then he's brought back, and when he's friends with Hercule, he splits off Evil Boo from Fat Boo.
Right.
Like, he's still Fat Boo. Right. But now there's a different Boo that's Evil Boo that's like this gray skinny Boo.
Right.
So, Evil Boo turns Fat Boo into food, and he eats him, and he becomes Super Boo.
Right.
So, and then Super Boo absorbs other people, and that makes sense that you can sort of change and take on the personalities. And then when Goku goes in, he cuts out Fat Boo, but instead of changing back to Evil Boo, he changes to Kid Boo.
Yeah, it does. That does make a bit more confusing.
Yeah, I don't really see the progression of it.
Yeah, alright, I see where you're coming from.
And Super Boo is essentially just Perfect Cell.
But Super Saiyan 3.
Super Saiyan 3, the transformation was amazing.
That's what I liked a lot. That's the thing I choose to remember the most. Of the
it was great, but there's that whole thing of the Super Saiyan transformation kind of becoming worthless over time.
Yeah.
Just like with the movie, I keep complaining about things, but I do love this series.
Fusion was awesome.
Fusion was
just
awesome.
Like how we confused to make Zooks for real dog.
Yes.
That will be a thing in the future, maybe.
Maybe. We'll explain that sometime.
Zooks.
It's not Zooks. It's Zooks.
You have to hold it like a
Yeah, there's several O's.
Zooks. And then you have to leave a pause, and then say, the real dog.
Okay. So, yeah, it seemed like Super Saiyan became less special over time. Because, Trunks could just do it, and Kid and Goten, like, when they were children, they could just reach it easy. And, like, we all know that the reason is that so Toriyama could have them involved in things and be on the same level.
Yeah.
Sort of what I think, some people have said this, I, like, buy into it, where they are just able to, like, go to the Super Saiyan level because they have the DNA in them. Because, like, you know, like, because both of them could, like both their fathers could become Super Saiyans and everything when they were born. Like, Goku, like, Goten was obviously conceived in that time.
Right.
Like, between, like, before the Cell games in that week. Like, before it happened. Mm-hmm. Like, Trunks is a bit trickier, but some people say that he was conceived at a time when Vegeta could, when he had the potential to become a Super Saiyan, he just hadn't, like, reached that. Yet. So, like, people are saying that they can become Super Saiyans at such a young age because they have the DNA in them. Oh. But since they didn't work to reach that level, they're not as strong as, say, Goku when he fought Frieza.
Right.
And everything. And that makes sense because they're not, outside of the fusion, they're really not able to really do anything despite being Super Saiyans. Yeah. So it would make sense that despite being Super Saiyans, they're not on that level that Goku was when he became one, or Vegeta, or Gohan, because Fusion's they all, awesome. They become strong enough when they fuse, because fusion is awesome and everything. But yeah, that would make sense that like they're not at that level, but still, it makes Super Saiyan a little less special.
I hear you, but all in all, Dragon Ball Z, good.
Yeah, I really liked the Buu Saga. I really liked all the different sagas. The Buu Saga was very unique. Like, each saga was really unique from the others. There was a lot of space stuff in the Frieza saga. Right. A lot of sci-fi, earthy stuff in the Cell saga. Then a lot of magic stuff in the Buu saga. I like that each one was very different and very distinct from each one. Right. Buu saga also had my favorite couple. My favorite romance with Gohan and Videl. Yeah. 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 I really liked them. I was just like, aw, those crazy kids. I hope they make it.
Oh, hold on, wait. I had another note about DBZ. I can't remember what it was.
Hang on, let me check my notes. I haven't checked any of my notes while I was talking. I've just been, like, rambling and stuff.
Okay, apparently in the notes, I wrote, twist Coca-Cola bottle wasn't. Okay, I'm trying to remember what I meant when I said that.
Okay, so, yeah. So, yeah, I was disappointed that Gohan, like, after the Cell saga, he never had a really time to shine, and Piccolo, my other favorite character, was underutilized, but,
If I could summarize most of this podcast, it would just be, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. It was good, I just didn't like this or that.
I still love Dragon Ball, because, like, we all know why it's good, because the fighting is great, the characters are great, the stories are interesting, all that stuff.
I'm kind of using this right now, and in my head, I'm just imagining a woman's talking to you. Already shocking, I know. But she's talking to you, and she's like, "Look, you're a great guy. The sex is horrible. Look, your personality is atrocious. Like, I can't even look at you without vomiting. But look, what you do when you talk is bearable." That's all I got.
That's pretty much how my last relationship went.
Oh, I'm sorry. I ran over her foot for you.
Oh.
I didn't mean to.
Listeners, that was a real thing that happened.
Oh my god, that was bad.
We'll maybe tell that story one day.
Oh, goodness.
I don't want to dwell on that.
Neither do I. Don't worry, Leo.
It's fairly recent. I'd like to.
It wasn't that recent.
Well,
it was a couple months ago.
No, like, what you did wasn't recent. Like, the other stuff was recent. I liked it.
You want a hug?
We'll hug afterwards.
Come here, no,
you don't have to.
now.
Please don't hug me now. Please don't hug me now. Please. He's doing it. Listeners, he is doing it. Oh god.
Hey Brooks. Do you want to know how a horse eats corn?
No.
This is how a horse eats corn, Brooks. This is how a horse eats corn. I can't. You good?
I'm good. The dogs are barking.
The dogs are barking. And the horse is corning.
No. Zach, please. I will cancel this podcast right now. This will be it. This will be the last one if you did. He is embracing me.
I am showing you how a horse eats corn, Brooks. Okay, you win. You got my fingers. All right.
Okay, get off me.
I'm trying to get off you. You're sitting on me.
That was an event. The dogs heard that.
The dogs heard how a horse eats corn. I should probably explain. It's a fun little game I like to play with Brooks here.
Okay, so he does it to a lot of people, but he does it to me especially because of my reaction to it.
Oh, because you've just got sensitive thighs.
Yeah, I have very sensitive thighs.
So, the first time Brooks discovered this game is...
Hang on, I'll take care of the dogs.
Okay. So the first time Brooks discovered this game is when he and I were riding in the backseat of a car with our mutual friend driving. And so it's just a fairly calm ride. Everybody's kind of like listening to the radio, something like that. And so I turn to Brooks and I say, "Hey, Brooks, do you know how a horse eats corn?" And he just looks at me, very puzzled.
I'm just like, how?
And that's when I grabbed him by the inner thigh and just start rapidly squeezing my hand over and over.
Like a horse eats corn?
Yeah, like how a horse
eats
corn.
So let me explain this part. So I'm seizing completely, like legs in the air above our heads. Everyone's laughing. Like our other friends sitting in the car are holding me down because it's funny. So I'm just like, okay, this is an experience for me that I am not enjoying. So I need to think of, like, I can't physically get rid of them. So I have to say something. I have to say something that will make them stop. Make them let go.
Stop.
But still, I want it to be funny because I don't want to kill the mood.
Yeah, and he's shouting "stop," which doesn't work because that just means go. And he's shouting, "I can't breathe," and that obviously means he can breathe. So we're not caring. But then Brooks says something that
I'm very ticklish.
Yeah, and then Brooks says something that just makes everyone stop touching him. And what was that again, Brooks?
I just shouted at the top of my lungs as we're driving down the road in the car. I shout, "I'm gonna come." Oh,
it was like in a shrill, screeching voice too, because you're just like trying to inhale. It's like, "I'm gonna come," and we're like, "Whoa!"
That made them. In all fairness, you guys stopped after I said that.
We did stop.
You stopped.
Oh, but ever since then, How a Horse Eats Corn has become a game.
That was like that made the rest of our community college performance of Reservoir Dogs very interesting.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. So,
how a horse eats corn.
That is how a horse eats corn. What were we talking about?
I don't know. If you ever have any comments you decide to leave, send them to us at...
We're not done yet. We still have more stuff.
I just want to say, if you ever want to send a comment that just says, "Hey Brooks, how does a horse eat corn?" I will make sure I find an excuse to read it, and I will do it. I will show Brooks how a horse eats corn. But
I'm in charge of Zach and Brooks. Brooks and Zach.
So you just said Zach and Brooks.
No.
That's it. Title change. Let's do
it. The email is still called Brooks and Zach 100. It's no and symbol. It's the word and.
You'll just put it
Brooks,
put it in the description.
Yeah, Brooks and Zach 100 years at gmail.com.
Correct.
So, yeah. Dragon Ball Z, really good. Want to talk about the movies? What would you want to go into first? The animated movies or Dragon Ball GT?
Well, one of them exists, and the other is a fever dream that I believe I had once. So let's talk about the movies.
Okay, so, how many of the movies have you seen?
I've seen Battle of the Gods, Revival of F.
Those two are really good. Battle of the Gods is a really good movie.
Yeah.
I really love the character of Beerus.
Because we can just talk good about all the other movies all day long, and we probably got about 10, 15 minutes left before people look at the time length and they go, ugh.
Yeah, I think we can go a bit longer.
Ugh.
Okay, fine.
I think we should talk about the greatest movie, which is the third Broly movie.
Bio Broly.
Bio Broly, indeed.
Okay, so, quick summary. First movie, Dead Zone. I liked it fine enough.
Yeah, it was the first movie.
World's Strongest was pretty alright. Tree of Might was pretty good. Lord Slug was alright. What the fuck was the one after that?
I don't know.
Cooler. Cooler was a cool
Cooler
villain.
than Freezer?
Yes. He was far cooler than the Freezers. Revenge of Cooler was cool. The one when he was a bunch of robots on Namek was pretty bad.
And then I think Broly was then.
Then it was Broly, yeah.
Jack.
No, I think it was the Super 13.
Oh, Super 13.
Which was kind of bland.
Yeah.
Broly, I still think the first Broly movie's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that one sticks to what it was saying.
BoJack's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and then you go...
Broly's Second Coming, which is pretty bad. Despite it having both Gohan and Videl in it, which is always a treat for me.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it.
And then Bio Broly.
And then we got Bio Broly.
Where he's a swamp thing.
It's just like how, you remember that movie Open Season? With the bear?
Yes, actually, I do remember that.
And it was not like it was a super popular movie, but it was a good movie, and you watch it, you're like, alright. Then they made Open Season 2, and it was so weak, and you're just watching it, and you're like, they could have not made this.
And then they made
a DVD.
Bio Season.
Yeah. They made the DVD release of Open Season 3, which never aired in theaters because of how bad the second one did. Speaking of horrible movies, sorry, it's in my mind right now. Adam Sandler's The Cobbler.
Really?
Have you heard of that?
I've heard of that. I've heard it's the worst.
Guess how much money it made? $24,000.
Really?
That is all it made.
Really?
That doesn't even cover the actors. They have lost so much money from that movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler, seemed like a nice guy. Stop making movies. Just stop. Don't come out with that Netflix movie that everyone says is super racist.
What movie is that?
I think it's like Ridiculous 6, where it's a Western movie, like exclusive to Netflix that's being released.
Okay.
And all of the Native American actors quit because it was super racist.
Really?
Yeah, they were so offended that all of them quit. But don't worry, now they just have white guys in brownface, which is...
No!
The movie's still chugging along.
No! I have to watch it.
Oh, it's gonna be coming... It's either coming out this year or next year.
We're gonna have to see it.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And we're gonna have to talk about it.
Oh my god.
On this podcast for 100 years. We gotta fill it up for 100 years.
100 years.
Okay. Bio Broly was Bio Broly. What was the one after that?
There wasn't a Broly after that, was there?
No, there's no Broly after that. That was
God.
the last Broly one. But there was another movie after that.
Was there?
Oh.
Remember whatever that one was.
Oh, that was Fusion Reborn.
Fusion Reborn.
Yeah,
that was a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
one a lot.
that was a really good one. I also really like Wrath of the Dragon, the last one with the Legend of Zelda.
What?
The ocarina, and it's like...
that one, that dude.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite of the movies.
Yeah, he had the sword.
He had the sword that he gave to Trunks.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense, because all of us have continuity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, whatevs.
Multiverse theory, remember?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's probably my favorite. Are we missing any? I
can't think of.
If we forgot one... Email us and call us dickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we forgot Broly 4, Horse Eats Corn.
You made the motion to move towards me, and I would have stabbed you.
With what?
With this knife.
Oh, what? Why do you have that? Did you get that when you went upstairs last time?
Yes, I did.
Brooks, it's just horse eating corn. You don't have to... You're licking the knife. Why? I don't feel comfortable. Put the knife on the table.
Okay.
I didn't mean stab it on the table.
Well, we didn't really need that table.
We kind of do. It's the only thing we got down here.
It's the only table I own.
If you want to help us get a better setup, feel free to donate.
$0 at soundcloud.bandcamp.com.
Hashtag Kickstart.
Hashtag Kickstart Indiegogo Patreon.
Hashtag Horse Eats Corn.
Oh, God. Okay, so, yeah, I think Wrath of the Dragon was the last movie before Battle Gods came out.
Right.
So, GT.
What is that? I don't know.
That's a thing that happened,
yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I kind of like the Baby Saga.
I like the, yeah, that was good. But then I just watched a bit of it not too long ago when Omega Shenron was just, he impaled Vegeta with his, like, back spikes.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you see, like, the spike going through his bicep. And,
right, like...
There was just, like, unnecessary violent things.
Although Dragon Ball has always been surprisingly violent.
No, but, like, you... Like, when a person gets, like, shot through the chest or something, you just see a black hole to symbolize that they got shot through the chest.
Right.
With this, he was literally impaled, though. And, like, you see all the blood coming out. I'm like, this is Dragon Ball. This doesn't happen.
But that's not why it sucks.
No.
Pan is a terrible character. Trunks was not very good. They made Goku a kid because they wanted to recapture the old Dragon Ball. Then they just made it like Dragon Ball Z, but worse. Mm-hmm. They should have had like Gohan go on the trip and Piccolo, and all the characters could have fit on that ship easily.
Yep.
And then when they come back to Earth, they're all underutilized. Like, and then all the villains come back from hell or something.
Yep.
And then it's just like
stupid.
That's just the Dragon Balls.
And then Nappa's like, I'm back! And then Vegeta's like, yeah, now you're gone.
I don't even think he said anything. I don't think he had a line.
Oh, that's upsetting.
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much summarizes all
that last line, that's upsetting. That's Dragon Ball GT.
Yeah. That summarizes all of Dragon Ball GT.
Yeah.
It's upsetting.
Do you have any video games you want to talk about?
That's Dragon Ball related?
Yeah.
There was one that I played for the Wii, and it was the Dragon Ball game. And you had to go defeat the Red Ribbon Army, and it was just so mind-numbingly easy.
Yeah.
That I would just hold right and punch, and I was like, is this fun? Am I having fun now? No.
Budokai 3 is really good.
That was good.
We should play that once we're done here.
After
the Batman stuff.
After the Batmans.
Okay. So, yeah, I like Budokai 3. I haven't really played that many. I played the Raging Blast games, which are alright. Everything. I played Xenoverse, which I like. Mm-hmm. Could be better. Xenoverse 2 is probably going to be better. They should do more multiverse stuff in Xenoverse. I want to talk a bit about fan works, but before that, we can probably pretty quickly go through live action films.
No, that is where I draw the line.
There's a weird Chinese one from the 80s.
Oh, yeah?
yeah. I think there were two, actually. One was from, like, Korea, one was from, like, China or Taiwan or something.
And those are the only adaptations of Dragon Ball Z, right?
There's that one.
No, that's it. That's it, Brooks. That's it. I'm going to cut the podcast off if we try to talk about anything else.
There's that movie that doesn't exist.
Yes.
I don't hate it as much as I hate like the last Airbender movie.
God, that was such a disappointment because I was such a huge fan of that. And like before seeing the movie, I was thinking, oh man, what are they going to do? What do they have to cut out? Because it's only like an hour and 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. Oh, they can cut this out. They can cut the blue spirit out because I guess you don't need that. That's just... Yeah. And then the only fucking thing they kept in was the goddamn blue spirit.
This goddamn blue spirit. They wanted to put in Toph. That would have been awful.
That soon?
Yeah. There was a deleted scene where they had Suki and the Kyoshi Warriors.
Why was it deleted?
Would you really wanted to see what they did with it?
What did they do with it?
I haven't seen the scene.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Gosh.
We should do an episode on, not the movie, because the movie sucks. Maybe we'll talk about the movie, but the series.
The series.
Yeah, that and Korra. I don't know why you get that silence.
I just thought the silence would have worked.
Okay. Anyway, they're, like, in the years, like, after Z ended, there was a lot of fan work, and there's 3 fan works I want to talk about specifically. The 3 most prevalent ones. First one was kind of a joke, but kind of not. Dragon Ball AF. Have you heard of that?
No.
So, before Super was a thing, and people were speculating on when there's going to be a new Dragon Ball series.
Was that what they wanted GT to actually be?
Not really, but like sort of like a after GT thing.
Okay.
It was Dragon Ball AF. Someone released an image of like a Super Saiyan 5 Broly or something.
Okay.
And it was like Super Saiyan 4, but like silver.
Oh.
And so like that, someone, I don't know who made it, but someone drew that and released it. And it was Dragon Ball AF After Future and everything. But you know what day they released it on?
What?
April Fools. Yeah, that's what it was. It was just a joke. But people took it seriously. And this one guy, like, made, like, a pretty high-quality, like, fan-made manga of it. But only a few chapters. Then he got actually hired to do, like, Dragon Ball manga stuff.
Oh.
Like, he wrote some Bardock's. He wrote that, you know that weird thing where Bardock went to the past?
Yeah.
Like, Planet Plant and everything, and fought, like, Chilled?
Yeah, that was the movie we forgot to mention.
Oh, yeah, that. Oh, we didn't mention any of the specials for Z. Okay, real quick, the specials are better than any of the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially Trunks. History of Trunks and Bardock, Father of Goku.
Yes.
They are so much better than any of the movies.
Okay. And?
Okay, so, he wrote the manga version of that. He was actually hired by them to write that and everything. So, he does some work for, like, the Dragon Ball stuff. So, that's interesting. So, the other one is another fan-made comic manga thing that we mentioned earlier, and that I recently got you into.
I'm already caught up on it.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Multiverse.
Yep, it's 1,069 pages right now.
Was that why you were up to 4 a.m., or did you have different reasons?
No, I had different reasons. I finished that in 3 hours. I was like, click, click, click.
I forgot, you're a much faster reader than I am.
I also there were like some, the way the multiverse one works is that it has the main story, and that looks like it's the actual Dragon Ball Z art
and then
style.
they bring on different artists for, like, to write different backstories for the other universes.
Right, and some of those I was really invested in, and other ones, it was just like, here's what happened to Deborah and Bibbidi and Bobbidi. I'm like, I don't care. And I'm just like clicking past all of it, and then it gets back to the actual main story. I'm like, sweet.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually really enjoying Multiverse, and I keep up with it. Like, they release like a page or 2 a week, and it's like really nice, and so yeah.
Yeah, but the way I read those kinds of comics is like I like marathon a bunch of comics. Like what's one I've been reading? The Properties of Hate or something like that. Yeah,
I haven't read many webcomics. I think I should get into those.
Yeah, but the way I read webcomics is that I'm like, oh, hey, there's 200-something pages of this. All right, sit down for an hour or so, read all of them, and go, favorite the last page, and never go back onto it for like 3 months.
Right.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, that's sort of what I do with Multiverse, where I leave it alone for a while, then come back to it and
reread a couple chapters back. And
yeah. So. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting series.
If you're not sold on Multiverse, it's when pretty much every possibility that can happen has happened, and then all those universes kind of converge together, and the strongest fighters from there fight each other. So that means you have a Namek where all the Namekians decided to fuse together to make one super Namekian, and you also have alternate timeline where Boo beat Vegito and he absorbed everybody.
Yep.
So you've just got everybody.
Yeah, but I'm showing my bias a lot. There's no universe where a Gohan fights, and that disappoints me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. I wanted a universe where he was, the strongest.
A universe where Gohan wasn't a puss.
Yeah, if he wasn't a puss, then, yeah, that would have been great, because I love Gohan so much. Yeah, Dragon Ball Multiverse, and then after that, we move on to probably the last thing we're going to talk about, possibly the best thing to come out of all of Dragon Ball, Team 4-Star.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, because, at first it started out as, that was a period of time in YouTube where there were just a million different abridged series and abridgers and everything, and all of that, they started out as, they stood above the rest because they were, pretty funny and everything. But now, as they grow, as all those other series just sort of faded out and, stopped, Dragon Ball Z Abridged has only, increased in quality much.
They have made so much money from just people donating. And if you want to donate to us, give us $0.
I think we've dwelled on the donating thing a bit much.
What do you mean?
Okay. But, yeah, for those who don't know, Dragon Ball Z Abridged, essentially it's footage from the series taken out, shortened, and they put in their own voices and their own jokes, and it is so good.
It is the funniest thing. In fact, I really don't think there's anybody now who is a very big fan of Dragon Ball Z that doesn't watch Team 4-Star.
Yeah.
Because the only reason you would watch Team 4-Star and get most of the jokes is because you're like, I've watched DBZ, I get all this humor. And there's some of it that isn't even DBZ humor. It's just
I would recommend that series to anybody.
Yeah. Except, Homeless Joe.
Except Homeless Joe. He is...
The Vietnam War messed him up.
He does not respond well to the internet.
He doesn't respond well.
No, he does not. He does not respond well.
I tell you, I gave him some pool floaties the other day.
Uh-huh.
He shanked me.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's like, you think I'm going to take your communist floaties? I'm like, they're yellow. What the...
Where? Show me.
Right here, this,
gross.
No, no, it's on the other side.
Oh, gross!
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah, you see.
Shouldn't you put a bandage on that or something?
I should, but if I just hold the shirt against it hard enough, maybe
it's a good thing you're wearing a red shirt today.
Yeah, that's so the kid... What? Sorry.
So, yeah, Dragon Ball Z Bridge is so good. So good.
So good.
So good.
So good.
So good. And the dub people love Dragon Ball Z Abridged. They love it so much.
Akira
Toriyama hates it.
Because they're pretty much just banking on his success.
Yeah, they tried it. They've always had... what I respect about them, they've always made their bridge videos non-profit, never put any ads on it.
Yeah, what they're making money from is them doing Let's Plays.
Yeah, Let's Plays and people donating and everything. So they've always wanted to keep the series itself free and non-profit, and I really respect that. Yeah. But even then, Akira Toriyama was not happy with it.
Yeah.
I doubt he's even seen it. I think it's just people who've seen it and aren't happy with it.
Probably.
I honestly think Akira Toriyama is the kind of guy who wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got the whole people who are just like, oh, no, you can't be doing this.
Yeah.
But
that's the best thing.
Today's been a productive podcast.
Any closing thoughts on Dragon Ball as a whole?
It is part of my childhood, and it is now a part of my adulthood.
Yeah, same.
And fun story.
Mm-hmm.
The last story, I'm going to wrap up with this.
Okay.
I was at a party, and I believe our mutual friend told you about this. Him and our other friend, they got a little bit tipsy. And we've got Matt and we've got Brandon.
Okay.
Matt is about 5'8", 140 pounds. Mm-hmm. Brandon is about 6'3" and 240 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So their little tips like, all right, let's wrestle, let's go. And they're like wrestling, and it's obvious Brandon's winning because he's like all bigger than him and just pins him on the ground. And I'm just like in the background like, all right, I'm going to count to 5. If you can't get up in 5 seconds, Brandon wins. 1, 2, 3. And then I just locked eyes with Matt for a second, and he looks at me with like this fire in his eyes. And then he goes, Kaioken! And he just like thrashes all over the place and just like starts biting Brandon and everything like that. And he gets him on the ground. He's like, I'm like, oh Christ, man.
He goes full Smeagol.
Yeah, he's like, like Smeagol in Kaioken form.
Yeah. And then he won, right?
He won.
Oh yeah.
He won.
I remember you telling me that story. That was really good.
It was the greatest.
So, in closing, really love Dragon Ball. Really big part of my childhood, adulthood, anything. Before we sign out, is there anything you're getting into right now, Dragon Ball or otherwise?
Dragon Ball Super. You should watch that one.
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, it's not enough stuff out for us to talk about it, but like every single Dragon Ball series, the first episode is incredibly boring.
It's not boring. It was a sitcom.
Well, yeah, it was very sitcom. Like all of the first episodes of every Dragon Ball thing is very sitcom.
Except GT, they just jumped straight into the action, and look what happened to them.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it.
Yes, I am fine. I'm perfectly fine with the way it started out.
All right.
For me, tonight, if dating this recording a little, tonight is going to be the last appearance of Jon Stewart on The Daily Show. Oh. And I've been watching that show for years and following him and everything, so it's sad to see him go, but I'm going to be watching that tonight.
All right.
So, yeah.
That's the last bit of not Dragon Ball Z news then.
Yeah.
All right, well, we could just keep rambling on for another hour or so, but if you guys remember, we're going to be signing off just like how we did in the last episode.
Before that, just remember you can find us on SoundCloud, Brooks and Zach 100 Years. On iTunes for Brooks and Zach 100 Years podcast, Brooks and Zach 100 Years at gmail.com if you'd like to write us, and we'll probably, since we don't have any fans yet, except for Lee Howe,
please write to us.
Yeah, we will, if you get in early, we will most definitely read out whatever you send us on the podcast.
Every time.
Yes.
Because you fans are why we do this, and because we don't have any other friends. This computer screen's all we have to talk to.
Yep. Eventually, I'm going to set up a Twitter account, which will probably be voice crack. I'm going through that in mid-30s in puberty.
Mid-30s. It's from your deep sea excavations.
Yeah, it's very early.
Yeah. It's the water pressure.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's probably going to be Brooks and Zach pod at Brooks and Zach pod, probably.
Oh, wait, is that the email?
That's going to be the Twitter once I set it up.
See if 100 Years Podcast is taken.
100 Years Podcast?
Yeah, it seems like it'd be easier to write.
I'll try that.
Mm.
So...
Well, you'll find out in the comments. It'll...
So,
the description.
Yeah, so... you said you didn't want us to do a Facebook?
Nah, Facebook. We're not gonna be a part of that.
You can handle the Pinterest, right?
Yeah, I've got all the Pinterest.
Okay, so
3 Pinterest accounts.
I'd say that you can do your sign off now. So, Bye, everybody.
All right, guys. Exact same as it was before. You remember? You got to look down. You got to look back up. Now you just inhale deeply through your nose and out through your mouth. Then look to your left. Is there anybody over there? Good. Look at them. Wait until they look back at you. Lock eyes with them. And then say, hey. And then point to the computer screen. Wait until they come over a little bit closer. And yeah, sure, you're pointing at whatever's on the screen. Make sure you minimize any naughty bits. But you're just pointing at the screen, and then you say, have you heard of how a horse eats corn? And then you grab their thumb, and then you give a little nod. And then we'll see you guys next time on Brooks and Zach 100 Years Podcast. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Good stuff.
Good stuff. It's gold. It's